gentlemen, welcome to the Wildlife Show Radio TV. This is DJ Grizzly, and I'm hanging out with Mosa. Mosa, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am wonderful, man. And Mosa is our Miss Gauteng, right?
Yeah.
Miss pageant things. You know, you're the third person I'm speaking to about the pageant things, right?
Okay.
I had Mrs. Westrand and Mr. Westrand here, you know? So I think I should just go do the pageant thing now. Because clearly, do you think I'd be fit to do it?
Yes.
I'm not too big for it.
No.
Oh, yeah?
Everyone is allowed. I know that. That I know. That I know.
So, ladies and gents, Mosa is our Miss Gauteng, and we're going to touch on how that happened, amongst other things, right? So, for you to join the pageant world, was this forced by your mom, or did you want to do it from a young age? How old are you?
I'm 20.
What the hell? Shit, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking you're like 15.
No way, I'm 20.
Whoa, man. You and your mom have very youthful looks. 20.
Yes.
My gosh. Wow. I couldn't have guessed that. But anyway, so what drove you to decide that, look, I want to join the pageant world. I want to be in that situation.
Okay, so it's quite a story. I started in primary school.
Okay.
So most people don't know, but I was bullied in primary school.
Oh, yeah?
Always told that I was ugly, I was too dark, I was too skinny.
Yeah.
And so when they announced that
But I'm
there's going
darker
to
than you.
no ways. So when they announced that there's going to be Miss Tucson Primary School, I was like, okay, I'm going to enter to prove to these bullies that I can actually do it.
Okay.
So I decided to enter the pageant at school, and unfortunately I lost. And after losing the pageant, I think I was very discouraged to say, oh my God, what have I done? Maybe it's true, I'm ugly to win, I'm too skinny, this is not for me.
Yeah.
So I remember taking a break. It was a long break until 2017. So after watching Miss South Africa and Miss Universe on TV, I was like, okay, so there's more to this than just looks and trying to prove to people.
Yeah.
I can actually be a change in my community, be a beacon of hope. So that's what actually drove me to go back into the whole thing and just do it.
Yeah.
So I started in 2017 to be serious.
So this was motivated by you being bullied.
Yes.
You know? So you thought, I am going to kill these suckers by looking pretty.
Why not? I think I was very young, so the way that they treated me, it's uncalled for. It's uncalled for.
Did you have friends at school, or didn't you? Were you like a loner or something?
I would say I was a loner.
Okay.
I don't talk much. I really don't. I'm shy.
Yeah.
If I can say that, I'm shy. So I didn't have a lot of friends. I think I had only 2 friends then, Neo and Angie. Those were my 2 best friends.
Yeah.
So before the bullying thing, I thought I was fine. I was a kid as long as I had my friends and I was happy at that moment. So yeah, I was always that child. No, it was a great sisterhood. Great sisterhood. Those are my sisters.
How many years or how many months did it take you to say, look, but I can't live on the standards of what society thinks about me. I'm gonna try it again.
So like I said, you do the math.
Okay.
I was in grade 3, 4.
Yeah.
Until 2017.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it was in 2017 when I actually looked myself in the mirror and I was like, is this the kind of life that I want to live, waiting for people to actually tell me that I can do it or I'm capable? Or am I choosing to actually step out of my comfort zone and actually go for what I want because I'm passionate about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so took me years actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now we are at the pageant situation, right? You fill in application forms or whichever way you guys do it. You go for those auditions and do they write you back or they tell you on the spot that, look, you made it?
No, we actually have to wait about 2 weeks. For the
Okay, so now you're doing all of that. And during your wait, what was going on through your mind?
Ooh, I was nervous. I was extremely nervous because then the voices came back to say, oh, what if you fail, child?
This dark thing is gonna fail.
Exactly. It's like, okay, it's coming back now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm putting myself on the spot once again. What if the judges also say, she's not pretty for it, or she's not capable enough, or
She's
you know,
not probably
the
looking for.
appearance, the appearance just not working. So that the voices came back, but in the waiting, I still had to remind myself of my why. You know, it's more than just about the looks, but I'm trying to get into the platform to even change those beauty narratives, you know, that we have in the locations or in the country at large. So yeah.
All right. And so this is going through your mind, and you're thinking, you know what? I might change the world with my situation, right? Not really a situation, but with what I'm gunning for, right? And they call you to say, oh, look, Mosa, you've made it. What was going through your mind then?
Yo, I was so excited. I was very,
So did you have the
magical.
numbers? Did you have the numbers of the people that bullied you?
No.
Shit, you didn't tag these suckers?
No, but they did see it on social media, and now they respect me.
Also,
you know?
they do follow you.
I have to put it out there. They do follow me.
Yeah.
They really support me now. They're like, wow, is that you, girl?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I was really happy when I was called in to say you actually made it to the next round.
Okay.
The best day of my life. That was the beginning of everything that I actually am today.
So moving forward, now you're in the top 10. Or
Yes.
let's take it as far as top 5. Right. Now you're in the top 5. And you see all these girls that I'm thinking you assume they're so beautiful. They're more prettier than I am. Look at that one walk. Oh my gosh, she's so tall. She's so light. Oh, she's so presentable.
And experienced.
You know? So during that time, what was going on? Did you think you're gonna win? Or were you like, you know what? Even if I don't win, it's okay. I made it this far.
That I was just like, okay, even if I don't win, as long as I got in, that means a lot to me. That means, okay, I have this in me and I can actually proceed to other competitions as well.
Yeah.
So no, I wasn't really scared.
Right.
I wasn't really scared.
So now they have the envelope. Oh, wait. Before we get to the envelope, right? So the judges ask you a question. What question was this? Like the final question that they asked
I
you.
don't remember that question. I think it was, how do you deal with peer pressure?
How to deal with peer pressure.
Yes.
And what was your answer?
My answer, I was so nervous. What did I say? I think I mentioned my bullying in primary school, and then I said that how I deal with it is actually by sort of remembering where I come from, how I was raised, the household that I am from, and actually deciding if this is the path I'm going to take, knowing my situation back at home. So that was my answer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that answer gave you a win. So when they pulled out your name and you were now official Miss Gauteng, how did that make you feel?
Ooh. I cried.
Oh yeah, tears of joy.
I cried. It was a magical moment for me, you know, because we work so hard for these things. You know, all the emotions go into it. And when you're on stage holding hands with the last person and you're just thinking, okay, is my name going to be called or her name? But whichever way, it's okay. But immediately when they call your name, you're just like, oh my word, I'm here, God, what is this, you know? So I really cried. It was a magical moment for me.
Yeah.
I'm truly grateful.
All right, now we're moving away from the pageants, right? Since everybody understands your situation and how it came about. So now you have the crown, you have everything, right? Oh, and guys, here's the crown. It's so heavy. Here's the crown, right? So I'm thinking, models are not slender because they work out. This crown is very heavy. Yeah. So now we move on to you getting to see what society is, right? You get to see the unemployment, you get to see the stresses, the depressions, and I know you have friends that would like to change the world themselves, but they can't because they need to have their life situations solved. You know, so as Miss Gauteng, right? Because you're not only representing the West Rand, you're representing the whole of Gauteng, right? What have you seen that you would like to change?
Okay, so for my advocacy, for my whole reign, I'm actually focusing on young people,
Okay.
Especially in the educational sector, entrepreneurship, and so forth.
Yeah.
So my plan is to use my foundation, Mosa Foundation, to go into different schools and be able to introduce career expos, career guidances, and not only that, but after introducing those different careers that one can take, be able to even help those learners to apply to higher institutions or to apply for funding in order to start off their businesses, whichever way, if they want to venture into entrepreneurship.
I think I saw a clip of you talking to students.
Yeah.
What was that about? What were you talking about?
Okay, so, I think I was still a finalist for Miss Gauteng Exclusive.
Okay.
So I went to schools, that was me specifically going to tackle the mental health issues at schools. I just realized how much we're going through a lot. We are going through a lot, and there's no help. Especially in these township schools. So I just went there to have a conversations with the learners to hear what their cries are, what their problems are, and how are they trying to deal with everything, including the teachers, including the workers at school even.
Yeah.
How is everyone trying to work around that issue? So that was my talk.
All right.
Hearing their life story and the struggles that they had and how they just really believed God for everything. I think that's what motivates me to say, put God in everything, you'll never go wrong.
As our Miss Gauteng, if they said, look, the world is going to shit, right? And we have money, but you only have a month to live. Like, how would you make the society happy with things that you are passionate about, or that one thing that you are passionate about? What is that thing that you would like to change to make society better?
Okay, so I'm very passionate about the youth. I'm very passionate about young people saying, I'm not going to settle for less. I'm not going to settle for my background, my situation at home, but I'm going to push until I actually get the things that I want, know. So especially for myself, especially in the entertainment industry, I feel like we have a lot of talent, especially in Grizzly, so a lot of talent, but young people don't have resources, they don't have a platform and opportunities. So if I were to change the world in that state, get funding perhaps, I would really invested in young people in the entertainment industry.
But the entertainment industry is a very vast entertainment. It is a very vast industry. So, which are you specifically talking about? Is it music? Is it presenting? Is it TV? Is it which specific?
Television, film and television.
Yeah.
Yeah, the film and television, producing, telling stories. In the form of movies and stuff like that. So that, for me, I would really invest in that.
So which story would you tell best? Is it the gender-based violence story or the mental illness story?
Well, with the script that I've written, it actually incorporates both of that.
Okay.
So mental health really affecting one person to actually go into gender-based violence. You get what I'm saying? So I think that for me, those two issues are very dear to my heart. So incorporating that into my storytelling, I think that would change the world for the better.
I like
Not
that,
only
though.
creating awareness, but creating change.
I like what you just said. It doesn't specifically bash anyone. You said mental health leading someone into gender-based violence.
Yeah.
This is the first time I actually hear someone say that. Very smart.
I love both genders. I'm all for gender equality. So I hate what men do or women do to contribute to gender-based violence.
Bring that narrative into play, like a person going from being mentally ill into gender-based violence.
Okay, so this is just an example, right? Okay. So for an example, a man, when he was born, he lost his mother on the spot, right? So the mother died.
Oh, so he doesn't know his mother.
Yes, the mother died while giving birth.
Okay.
Growing up, the father is abusing that man. to say, you killed my wife, you're a curse in this world and you killed my wife.
Okay.
So, as a child growing up with that, especially a boy child, you're not going to cry. You're not going to do this and this and that. You're not going to show your emotions or be vulnerable. So you grow up with that, you grow up with that. You get your own family now, your own wife and stuff like that. You have a problem of drinking, you have a problem of substance abuse and so forth. Now everything is going on. Obviously, you work really hard, to try and get loved by people or your family.
Also, you are employed. Okay. No, I'm trying to get the whole story.
Yes.
So you are employed,
yes,
but emotionally you're broken.
You're just not okay, right? So all these materialistic things, the external things are what make you feel at least seen, and felt or loved by your family and not seen as a curse, right? So you just grow up into that, a rich man, and then you have a wife who is not as rich as you, probably, okay, I don't want to make examples about careers, but who's just here and you're there,
Okay.
So that's where it actually comes in. Your wife gets now a promotion, she becomes rich, and then you start losing it, to say, I'm not going to be controlled by this woman and stuff like that. You start thinking about things that happened before, how your father used to hit you, your mom died and stuff like that. And so that's where everything actually starts. Every single year on your birthday, that rage starts to say, why am I celebrating my birthday? I killed my mom. I'm a kid, stuff like that. And then that thing affects you and you can't talk to anyone. Remember the society. As a man, you can't talk to anyone. You can't cry. You can't let your wife see that. So you just so you just start, start doing that. Yeah, you just try and release that anger. Now you're doing it to the wrong person. So bear in mind, I'm not saying this is an excuse to hit women or men. This is not an excuse to be involved in gender-based violence. We need help. You need help. And that's why I'm really passionate about mental health, to start even in the schools, to avoid growing up with this thing, not talking about it and lashing out on wrong people.
So personally, you believe that a person doesn't just wake up and feel like, today I want to beat someone's ass. A person actually has a history of this boiling down to violence being the problem.
And actually not talking about it.
Yeah. So you feel people should talk more?
Please. Please find help as much as you can.
But social platforms are very judgmental platforms.
That is true.
And sometimes family is your worst enemy. So who do people talk to? Because is it therapists? They charge money.
They do.
So if you don't have the money to go to that person, and your friends are not really people that can advise, what do you do? How do you go about this?
You really need to try by all means to find someone trusted to talk to. I think with me, going through all of these things as well as a person who really struggles with mental health, I think being a writer helped me. I think that's when I started being a writer, because I knew, my pain can actually be on paper, just using my pen.
So you also struggle with mental health,
especially after being bullied, like all those insecurities, feeling very inadequate and not being able to talk about it, because when people see these, they expect you to be everything, take up space, get into rooms and do that. And sometimes it's really hard. You're just like, I really can't. And who do you talk to? Because they want to talk to you. You must Gauteng after all, So I think for me, that's where my storytelling came from, to say, if I can use, so it differs, use anything you can, just not alcohol, just not gender-based violence, just not substance abuse, but really do find someone trusted. And I think that's why I'm venturing into schools. I'm planning on doing psychology after my media and production studies. So psychology, to really get into schools and be that psychologist for different learners at school, so that it doesn't really affect them into financially, like charging, like you said.
I'm very interested in what you said prior to what you want to do after the whole media thing. That years after you were bullied, you still feel like it's haunting your life. So winning all these pageants and growing up and getting to meet new people and being your own person didn't really change much.
No, not really. Not really. It's like I said, if you don't find someone to talk to, and if you, let me say, in that moment don't have the resources, it really comes back. It does. That's why you need to talk. Like, mental health is not a one-day thing. It's not a month or year thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an ongoing conversation, you know, because sometimes you wake up gloomy, you don't want to talk to anyone. And then the next thing, tomorrow you're happy. So they really do come back. It's an ongoing process.
All right.
Yeah.
So in closing, what advice would you give your followers who know that you are Miss Gauteng? Like, what would you like to say to them?
In terms of what?
In terms of anything, man. Like, you're a public figure, you know, so you may know some, you may not know many, but a lot of people follow you, right? And they look to you to say, okay, she's talking about mental health. I'm guessing, let me find someone to talk to because she says so, you know?
Yeah.
So for the unemployed youth, for the youth that's trying to find themselves, and the older generation also that would like to overcome certain things that have disturbed their life, you know, what advice would you give them? What are you doing to keep you on your toes and to keep you creative and to keep you moving forward?
Sure. So what I would say is, first things first, life is really hard. This is not just a saying. Life is really hard. It doesn't matter how old you are. But don't get comfortable with that saying. Don't get comfortable with saying life is hard and just sitting down because it's hard.
Yes,
So no, don't do that. Know your why. It's very important to know your why. Know why you want to do nursing. Know why you want to be in the entertainment industry. Know why you want to be a psychologist. Anything that you want to start, that business. Know your why, because I think your why is what keeps you strong. My why is what keeps me strong. That's why I'm standing today. Because if you don't know your why, when challenges come along the way, you fall hard, and it's really hard to come back, to get back up again. So your why is your reason, and you're able to stand for it until you actually succeed. So really, really do know your why and work towards it every day.
All right. Thank you very much for coming to the studio.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna say she was late. Right, but it was a nice interview, man, and all the best going forward. You know, I hope you achieve everything and you do change the world.
Thank you.
You know, and make a lot of people happy. You know, it's gonna be very difficult because you can't please everyone.
True.
But you can try. Know your why. You know.
Get the vibes. You get the vibes.
Yeah, man. Ladies and gents, this was the Wild Show RadioTV, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Or you can also go to our website and check out all the information on how you can also be on the same platform and speak to DJ Grizzly or the other presenters that are available in studio. And yeah, man, shout out to you guys. Follow us on all platforms as well. Peace.